Hello YouTubers, here's a little video of a sign that I worked on for a friend of mine. It's a Hams moving Scenorama beer sign. This is kind of a video description of how I restored it. It was in pretty much good working condition. The main thing, the motion wouldn't quit. The lights and everything worked. So what I had to do is I opened up, I took off the cover, and I discovered that at some point there must have been moisture in the unit, and there are two cardboard rollers with a belt. The scene is a belt, and it just keeps rotating around and around, and so the roller that it rolls on the one side must have got wet, and it started to unravel, and somebody did a cheapo repair on it. They just used masking tape, and the masking tape gave out, and at some point it peeled back, curled up, and started getting caught, and it jammed up the belt mechanism, and there were some bent parts. I had to realign the bearing holders on each side of the rollers. Those were bent, and that kind of killed the motion also. I had to pull out the drive motor, clean it all out. There was grease all over it. Somebody just over greased that and over greased the bearings on each roller. I cleaned those all out with alcohol and re-lubed them, cleaned the motor up and re-lubed it, put it all back together, realigned some of the internal sheet metal parts, and put it all back together. And as you can see, it's working beautifully. It took about 3 hours to go through the entire system and check everything, clean it. I pulled the front cover off. I cleaned the glass on the inside so that the picture was a little bit clearer, and it's nice and quiet. It's working great. What I did with the roller that was unraveling, I actually took all the masking tape off carefully, trying not to damage any more of the cardboard that was there, and there was actually 3 layers. I had to re-glue each layer of the spiral wrap roller, which is just like the rollers you have on paper towels. So I spiral wrapped each layer one at a time, let it dry, and aligned it as best as I could, and slowly taped it up and let each layer dry, and then did the next layer and the next layer, and removed all the masking tape that was stuck on inside the mechanism and on the inside of the belt, and as you can see, everything worked. And cleaned it up inside and out, adjusted some screws, did a general cleanup inside, and she's working good. It's nice and quiet, and I think it takes about 5 minutes for the entire scene to go through. So I started at the beginning. As you can see, I got the 2 trees. I'm going to let it run until the 2 trees are on the left of the screen, and that's basically it. It's a great sign, nice and quiet, and I used to love these as a kid. I'd sit at the bar with my dad and uncles and just stare at those things because they were just mesmerizing. I think this thing is probably from the 60s, maybe even in the late 50s. I couldn't find any details on it, but I believe that's about the time frame of this thing. So within 10 years, late 50s, early 60s. You can find these on YouTube where other people have restored them, and it's interesting mechanism. They were very, very ingenious. You figure 60 years ago, it's pretty cool stuff. You can't see the sides of it, but it kind of looks like a what do you call it? Shingles, the cedar shingles on the top, and it looks like you're looking out a window or something like that. And that's supposed to be like stained glass window on the left side with the hams, and then the main window that you're looking at the scene, thus Scenorama, the name Scenorama. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care.